Welcome back to my channel, and thank goodness it's Friday, and what a great Friday it is because I don't work this weekend. Yes. I could have did some overtime, but no, not about that life. So everybody grab your whips and we're gonna have a little chit chat for this Friday or Saturday or whatever day of the week you decide to watch this. Usually everybody watches it on the day I put it out, but hey, maybe someone is new and they want to look at all my awesome videos. I'm laughing because I'm just super excited that I don't have to go to work today. So everybody join along and let's get started. Because I tell you, the packaging haul this week was the coldest I have ever seen it. And we have not got any snow here yet, except for this morning when I went to go get coffee. It was like little snow pellets happening out there, but nothing that stuck to the ground. And last night on Halloween, it got super windy out there because my daughter decided she was going to go to a friend's house last night. Oh, there's the train, like clockwork. So she went to a friend's house that actually I work with both her parents. They both work in the same place I do. And they're having a little get together because they're teenagers and they don't go out anymore trick-or-treating. So they decided they're gonna watch scary movies and hang out together till midnight. And I'm like, midnight? Well, you guys have school tomorrow, you know. And she has a field trip today. She's going to Lambton College in Sarnia today for some kind of Comtech class project thing. And I'm like, want her to go because I kind of really want her to go to Lambton, but it's her decision. But that was my dream college that I never attended, and I kind of want her to go there, but I don't know if she will because it's still kind of close to home, but yet she's far away enough to have her own dependence. And they have dorms there. So that's kind of why I want her to go there. I should have just bit the bullet and went and not get married. But if I didn't, then I wouldn't have the life that I have now. So maybe it was, everything happens in life for a reason, right? Yeah. That's a pretty loud train happening right now. But yeah, the packaging haul was super cold. Never seen it that cold. Oh, it was horrible, people. Horrible. Then I had a washout. Well, Wednesday wasn't too bad because I didn't have a washout all day. We just did green beans all day. And I kind of like green beans because green beans have the most garbage in it. When I say garbage, I mean weeds and stuff. So you really got to pay attention, and it makes the time on the table go a little bit quicker because you're finding stuff. But then this morning, we had a washout, and we went to, what did we go to? Oh, Peppers. I hate Peppers. And the only reason why I hate Peppers is, first of all, you stink like peppers when you leave there. But second of all, they are so clumpy. And you gotta constantly beat them with the spoon. And your arm hurts after a while. And I was kind of giving up after a little bit. And then I had a guy come to the table with me for a little bit. Well, I rotated back and forth from the middle, but when I was on the table. And it was okay because he did one half of the table, so I didn't have to do it all. But I got to the point where I was just doing the ones closest to me because I gave up. Because you know when you open up a bag of vegetables and everything's clumped together? Well, it doesn't get packaged like that. Everything is like free. It's just once it gets frozen again, it starts to clump. Just like it's clumpy sometimes when it comes off the table. There's only a few products that come out clumpy, and peppers are one of them, and I hate it. And anything diced comes out clumpy, so I hate diced products that come on the table. But yeah. But what else? What else happened this week? I've had a pretty boring week, guys. I'm a pretty boring person. You guys don't seem to think I am, but I sure think I am. Oh, I gotta take my sister to the hairdresser's today. That's an all-day chore. Really, really hate it when she goes to the hairdresser, because I tell you, that hairdresser will get an award for the slowest hairdresser in the world, on the planet. Like, she's like, oh, I will be there at 9, and I probably won't be out till like 11, 12 o'clock. I'm like, really? So that just ruins my whole day, because now I have to stick around and wait for her to be done with this hair appointment that takes the eternity to get done. And I swear, my sister Helen's the only person that gets a perm anymore. I don't know why she gets a perm. I don't know. Maybe other people do too, but I haven't had perm since the 90s. And I tell you, I used to have a perm. Oh my God, I should actually dig up my yearbook pic for my yearbook and show you guys what I look like in high school. Oh my goodness. I had long hair, but I always got a perm. And I used to like tease, that is the wrong spot, Liz. I used to tease my bangs. Oh my God, I should just go get a picture to show you guys my yearbook. That would be funny. I should pause and go get my yearbook. I haven't really changed much at all. Oh, I'm gonna go get my yearbook. Hold on. Hey, I'm back. Okay, show and tell time. My yearbooks from high school. Now, I better check to see, like, I don't know what. I was in love with this guy right here. That's a whole other story. He was the hottie. What yearbook is this? Is this not grade 12? No, this must be, I don't know. Where am I? I don't even know what yearbook this is. What year is this? I don't know. Am I a niner? Was I a junior in this picture? I think I was. I kind of remember that girl. Where the heck am I? N, where's N? N. No, I wasn't a junior, clearly, because I'm not here. Yep, I wasn't a junior, so I must be a senior. Oh God, I hope it's not a bad picture. I must have been a senior in this book. I don't even know what year this book is. Yeah, I must have been a senior because I had Tim sign it. I think I was a senior. Where are the seniors? Oh my goodness, this is not very good. Am I a graduate in this picture? No, because no, I think I was in grade 11. I think this is, oh, it can't be. I can't be a senior. Am I? Oh yeah, I'm a senior because there's what's her name? Oh yeah, here I am. Oh my God. So that's me right there. Can you see? See how I had perm hair and it was teased? That's me. I went to a uniform school, so that's why we're all in white and blues. But yeah, that's me. So I haven't, is it gonna focus? I haven't changed much since then. What year is this one? I think this is my last year. So I think this one has my graduation picture in it. And my hair looks a little bit different. A little bit different in this one. Yeah, I think this one has my graduation picture in it. And, oh yeah, oh my God, no, not really. There I am right there. This is a little poofy hair craziness. And I think my picture. So this year we actually didn't have a uniform anymore, but we had to wear dress clothes. And you can see all the flower tops because that was the in thing back then. And there's the mean girl. She was mean to me. She was one of the prats. Yeah, the prats. And Elizabeth right here. Oh my God, no, I'm not even gonna show that picture. Oh my God, I look horrible. Like, oh my goodness. Where am I? No, where am I? Oh, I'm right here. I'm right here. Oh my goodness. Too funny. Too funny. But yeah, back in the 90s. 90s flash. 90s flash on Good Friday. Ah, thank goodness it's Friday, I mean. Yeah, so that is me in high school. So I hope you guys all got a kick out of that. And my beautiful, lovely perm back then. Oh gosh. And I used to have to get up every morning and wash my hair. And because if I didn't, like, it would be poofy. I'd have to wash it and like kind of put like mousse in it to like kind of settle it a little bit. And then I would tease and curl the bangs and put my makeup on. Like, I used to have to wake up like around this time of the morning every morning. Maybe that's why I'm an early bird. Because my bus would come at like, because my school was in London, which is about 30 minutes away from this town. And I used to have to get a bus, take a bus. Because they didn't have a Catholic high school back then in this town. They do now. My daughter goes to the Catholic school here, and so did my children. My daughter Sarah actually graduated from HCC. I can't say the same for my beautiful son. He did not finish high school. I know he regrets it now, but he did not finish. But my daughter Sarah did. And my daughter Alyssa sure will too. I wish Tyler had. My daughter Sarah has gone to college. She's done college. She is actually working in her field. And I hope Alyssa does the same thing. My daughter Sarah did take a year off, and I was kind of like thinking she was not going to go back, and then she told me she was, and I think she thought I was going to be upset because she told me she was going to go live with her dad. And I'm like, hey man, if it saves money to live with your dad, to go to school in London, go for it. Because he did not pay a dime for you growing up, so at least he can do is help you go through college. And I was okay with it. I think she thought I was going to be mad, but nope. And now she lives on her own with her boyfriend, and they're having a baby. And couldn't be more excited for them. They actually got their life on track. I thought they never would, and they did, and I'm super proud of both of them. I'm glad they're independent. I thought they were going to live with me forever, to tell you the honest truth. But I'm happy that they are making it on their own. Yeah. But that was me in high school. I don't really remember too much of my high school days. I know I had a crush on that guy I said at the picture of the beginning. I didn't really show it too much because I don't want to put people's faces on YouTube, but he was, oh, you know when you have a crush. I had 2 crushes in school. I had him and another guy, and the other guy was in like grade 9 and maybe grade 10. I had a crush on him, but then it moved over to Tim. We'll just call him Tim. But I tell you, he was way out of my league. Like, he was on student council, and I don't know what it's like nowadays because my daughter doesn't really say, but when I went to school, student council was it. If you were in student council, you were in the it crowd. Like, you were the popular kids. Like, in my school, the popular kids were all the preppy people. Well, the preppy kids that their parents had money and they wore all the expensive clothes. Because even though we wore a uniform, you could still tell who wore expensive clothes and who didn't. You just could tell. The name brands, like, they would all wear the polo shirts and, you know, oh, these Kettle Creek pants. I bugged my mom to buy a pair of these Kettle Creek pants. Do you think I actually wore them to school? Yep, I only wore them twice. I didn't like them. They were too baggy. And my mom was super mad because they were like over $100 dollars for these pants back then. And she got super mad. I barely wore pants to school until we got, when it changed to like just dress code, like dressy clothes. Then I wore pants to school, but the years before that, I did not. And my mom hated that I bought these pants and I did not wear them. But I think I bought them out of my own money because I think I did corny tossling in the summertime. Oh my God, has anybody ever done corny tossling? I swear that is the worst job ever. Worst job. So when I was younger, I think it was grade 7 and 8. So yeah, because I got those pants in grade 9. So 7 and 8, I worked corny tossing. The first year I went was halfway through the season already. So, didn't really know, experience the whole effect of it till I went the second season. The second season I started off from the beginning. It was super hard because that time you had to pull out every stalk. And when I was there before, it didn't seem like it was every stalk. But I tell you, I had calluses all over my hands from pulling these damn stalks out of the corn. And I was just getting fed up. We went to this one field one time. Well, there's this girl that went with me corny tossing. And I grew up with her. She was from my school. And her parents had like 11 children or something crazy like that. They had a lot of kids. And she's like, oh, I have to work to help buy a cow, like meat. Like to buy a whole cow to last them, you know, the whole winter. And we got to this field. And it was super muddy. And then this one guy I went to school with too. He was in my high school. He decided he wasn't going to go out in the field because he was wearing his brand new Nike's running shoes and he didn't want them wrecked. So he quit and stayed on the bus. Well then, doesn't she say, Liz, I'm going to quit. I don't want to go out anymore. Can you please tell my mom I got fired if she asks? Because I don't want her to know that I gave up and quit. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I ended up going out. Yeah, don't I sink in a pile of dirt that goes up to my knees. Yeah, it was horrible. Worst job I've ever done in my life was corny tossing. So later, I don't know if it was that day or if it was a following day or whatever. We were on this bus and then they told us all to line up. And then they're like, they picked 4 or 5 people out of the whole bus. They're like, you, and they picked me. And I'm thinking, yes, I'm going to get fired. I don't have to do this anymore. I was getting super excited. Yeah, don't they fire the rest of the bus and keep us 5? And I'm like looking at the lady like, are you serious? Like, I want to be fired with the rest of them. And so then we had to sit there because then she sent the bus away. So then we had to sit there and wait for another bus to come pick us up. Okay. I just need to think for a minute to find my next symbol, because one thing I hate about this Victorious moon is it's all symbols. Oh, kind of drives me a little cuckoo to find the symbol I need, because my drawing skills aren't the greatest, people. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. So, yeah, I was super mad. So then that bus driver came, and then she became my bus driver for the rest of the season. I don't know why, but anyways, she, I didn't want to be there anymore. I think I lasted a day and a half. Like, I didn't quit and stay on the bus. I just didn't go back. I just didn't want to show up anymore. Like, after a couple of days on that bus, I said to my mom, you know, listen, I think I have enough money for school. I don't want to go back. And my mom felt sorry for me the second time around because I had all those blisters on my hands that I didn't have the first time around. And I think she felt bad for me. She said, okay. And I quit. And then the following years, I worked at the factory that my mom and my sister worked at. Well, my mom hadn't worked there for a long time after My mom had an injury, workplace injury, when I was in grade, I'm going to say 6, grade 5 or 6. She had an injury. She went to go sit on a chair. My mom was a sewer for a slipper factory, so she used to sew the slippers. And she went to go sit on a chair, and doesn't the chair top fall off? And she landed on the middle steel rod in the middle of the chair and broke her tailbone. Well, ever since that day, my mom never worked again. She never worked a day after that. It caused her major back issues, and my mom never worked again. We went a lot of years with my mom having no income because workers' compensation here in Canada said that she could go back to work, but my mom refused to go. And then my mom applied for disability, and disability took a long time to come in because she didn't do the provincial disability, she did the federal. And then she ended up getting a big back pay after, but yeah, I don't remember my mom working since I was in grade 6. Now, thank God my mom had a lot of savings, but we ended up using the savings that she had saved up for me and Yvette to go to college and university to live off of. Even though, like, my dad worked too, but my dad didn't make, like, a lot of money. He made more money than my mom, though, I think. So my dad worked for Cuddy's Farms. If you know Strathroy, there's a big joke that this is like a turkey town, because we have the Turkey Fest, which is sponsored by, it used to be sponsored by Cuddy Farms, but it's not anymore. So now they call it the Hometown Festival or something, but everybody still calls it the Turkey Fest. Like, it's been the Turkey Fest for years, so they try to change the name, but everybody always still calls it Turkey Fest. But yeah, my dad worked for Cuddy's for a lot of years. Never offered free tickets to the Turkey Fest until after my dad dies. Then, all of a sudden now they have tickets. But my dad retired from Cuddy's before he died. Because I remember them, my dad was actually on sick leave before he retired, and they came here and gave him a clock. And I still have that clock. It's in my dining room. It's like a grandfather clock that sits on the wall. And my mom used to have it charming all the time. I do not have it charming all the time because that would drive me absolutely bonker cuckoo. So it just sits on my wall as a decoration, because it was my dad's, and I don't want to get rid of it. Yeah. And then my mom was always home, so for a lot of years she did not work anymore at Tender Tootsies. I ended up going to work for Tender Tootsies for 7 years. After I got married, I got pregnant about 2 months after I got married, I got pregnant with Sarah. And then I couldn't find a job. So I ended up going back to school for half a semester because, like I said, I was 18 when I got married. So I went back to school for half a semester because actually my husband was still finishing. He needed a half a semester to finish to get his diploma. So I couldn't find a job, so I just ended up going back with him for half a semester. And ended up pregnant. Then he got a job, and when I was pregnant, and I think when Sarah was like 6 weeks old. He ended up getting fired from this job. And I'm like, well, what are we going to do? He's fired. How are we going to live? So my sister told me, well, they have an opening at Gender Tootsie's because my sister was a boss there. And she's like, the warehouse has an opening. I can get Keith Graham to hire you. And I'm like, okay. So Sarah was 6 weeks old. I ended up moving back home with my mom. And my mom watched Sarah while I went to work because my husband lost his job. And then we lived here with my mom for a while till he eventually got another job and we had enough money for an apartment. And then we moved back to Strathroy because at this time we were living in London. When we first got married, we moved to London and I went to school to Saunders, to the high school that he went to. I had already graduated. I didn't really need to go, but I couldn't find a job. I should have went to college, but I messed that up. And I didn't apply for OSAP, so I messed that up. So I didn't go to college. And then I ended up pregnant, and then I didn't go to college again because I had to go straight to work at a minimum wage job that I worked for 7 years. Oh, sorry, I made 10 cents over minimum wage at the time, and the minimum wage at the time was $6.95. I don't know how I survived. And then after I had Tyler, my second son, it was like 3 months after I had Tyler, I ended up divorced. I told him I couldn't live with him anymore. I couldn't live. My husband was very abusive. I couldn't live like that anymore. So I ended it. So I had to go back to work early with Tyler because I couldn't afford to be on maternity leave. I think I was only on maternity leave for 3 months, and then I decided, because back then maternity leave was only 6 months. Now everybody gets a year, and you can get 18 months too now, but I think you get less because they, like, the money you'd get for 12 months, they kind of spread it out and you get it in 18 months instead, but it's a little bit less portion. Like, you get the same amount, but they divide it different. Like, they divide it longer for the 18 months. But I think everybody still picks the 12 months because you get the right amount. Well, you get the right amount the other time too. You know what I mean? Do you guys get what I'm saying? I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. But yeah, I ended up going back to work early, but I went back to the cutting department, which was my sister's department. Liked it so much better. And at first she gives me like one of the small clickers. Like, the clickers were bad. You cut leather. I freaking hated cutting leather or suede. But these kickers would, like, sometimes kick out and start kicking really fast. And, like, if you have they were dangerous. I hated those stupid clickers. But then she finally let me move up to a big machine. Oh my gosh. I loved my big machine. Oh. It was so nice. It was awesome. I love cutting. I would cut every day of the week. Such an easy job. That's where I get my tennis elbow from. Because you're constantly turning the die like this to, like, fit the material so you don't waste material. But I tell you, that was the best job, but the last paid job I've ever had. Like, it was clean. I could have my fake nails. It was the life, but it didn't pay well. So then they moved my sister to the other factory in another town. And they're starting to move everybody because they're slowly closing the one plant. And they're all moving us to the other plant. And then I ended up eventually going there too, but then they started doing like half hours because we're short on work. So at this time I applied at the pharmaceutical plant that was opening up in town, thinking, oh, I'll just apply, see if I get in, I get in. If I don't, I don't. I still have a job, right? I wasn't too, wouldn't have been too heartbroken if I didn't get the job. But I ended up getting the job, making a lot more money than I was at the slipper factory. So I quit the slipper factory to go there. And the rest is history. I'm going to switch my color up. Yeah. So then I started the pharmaceutical company. That's where I met. Before this, I did have another boyfriend. That's a whole other story. I honestly think that guy that I dated after my husband was honestly my true love. I loved him so much. He was such a good guy. He just was not very faithful. But he treated me and the kids so good. I loved him immensely. And now he has children of his own. He lives with this girl, but I heard through the grapevine they broke up. I don't know how much of that is true. I ran into him at Walmart the other day, but he was in the lineup paying for his groceries. It wasn't like I seen him. And then he always introduces me to his daughter like, oh, this is mommy's friend from a long time ago. And I'm like looking at him like, really? I was your friend? Yeah, he doesn't want to tell her that, but that's fine. That's all good. My kid knows. That used to be my boyfriend, but Sarah and Tyler obviously knew him because he lived with us. But Alyssa did not know him because Alyssa is not from my marriage. Alyssa is from a crazy relationship that, God, if I ever told you guys that story, you'd be thinking, what the heck, Liz? Yeah, needless to say, Alyssa doesn't see her dad. He lives in Sarnia, where I want her to go to college. I told her she could go live with them. She's like, yeah, live with the man I've never physically met, because not by my choice, because I do want her to meet him, but he's the one that's being ridiculous, but whatever. But if I call him and ask him, he's never paid me a dime of child support, but lately, after his heart surgery, I reconnected with him because I thought he was going to die, but he didn't die. And he's got a really good job. I could be laughing right now with child support. But he signed off all his rights to her, and Will was talking in her sleep. That's so cute. So, if I ask him for money, he never turns me away. He always gives me money. But I don't ask very often. Only if she needs, I asked for her uniforms for school. He gave me some money. And I asked 1 year to help me buy a laptop for her. And he gave me money. So, in that way, he's kind of good. But I shouldn't have to ask, maybe you should buy your kid something for Christmas. You know what I mean? I don't even want to get on the topic of him. But anyway, I ended up going to the pharmaceutical plant and meeting the other love of my life that I'm still kind of hooked on. He will always be my true love. But, of course, he was not faithful either. And he left me for a girl at work. Oh God, there was so many shenanigans back then. He left her, and then he was seeing me behind her back. Oh, it was just, I was in shenanigans back then. You don't even want to know. But anyways, he ended up breaking up with her. She ended up quitting our work, and then he ended up breaking up with her. Then I thought, okay, we're going to get back together again. Yeah, no. He met a girl in London because he was living at London at the time. And then he ended up dating her. And he was with her for like 8 years. Something crazy like that. And then he starts calling me and wanting to come around again. And I'm like, no, you're still with her. Like, I'm not playing this game with you anymore. And then at this time I had broken up with the guy I was with, you know, the one I told you guys, if you haven't heard the story. I said it on one of my WIP&Chats about the boyfriend that stole from my kids. Yeah, that's after I broke up with him. And he never cheated on me. He's the one guy that should have cheated on me, because I'd be gladly to get rid of him. It took me forever to get rid of that guy. Well, anyways, he started, and then after he calls me up one day and says, you know that girl I was with? And I'm like, yeah, well, she ended up dying. She dropped dead of a heart attack. So then after that, he kept on coming over. After, like, a couple weeks after she died, like, it wasn't like right away after she died he came over. But, and then what really pisses me off about him is he did the, oh, it's me, I love her, blah, blah, blah. But yet he was willing to cheat on her. I don't know. Men sometimes are funny and I don't get them. So anyways, we ended up getting back together again. And then we were together again. Because before we were together for a while too, when I worked at the pharmaceutical plant. He ended up quitting too, that job. But I was still there. Then we got back together again. And he ended up leaving me again for some chick. And I knew, like, I already know, like, you can't cheat on me and not know. I friggin' know. I have the sense. I know it's happening. And that week before, I said to my friend Mo, we went to bingo. We hadn't gone to bingo for a long, long time. And on the way back from bingo, I said to Mo, I think it's over between me and him. I think we're done. I think he's cheating. I think we're done. And sure enough, that weekend he told me he didn't want to be with me anymore. And I'm like, well, who is she? Oh, there's nobody. I'm like, no, there's somebody. I know there's somebody. And then he waited for her to go by because I never went to go check. My sister Helen is like, you know, I told you my sister Helen's a nosy bod. Well, she drove by and she saw this girl's car there. So he waited until I moved all my stuff out because we weren't really living together, but I was staying there a lot. So I had a lot of stuff there because I had this house. And my older kids were here, but me and Alyssa would go spend the nights over there a lot. But I had my house. And then my older kids were here. Oh, Alyssa's up for school. And, yeah. He waited till, I think it was it was Turkey Fest weekend. And she spent the night there. And my sister Helen told me that there was a car there that was not his. So then I knew. And I'm so bad too. Like, you know, the cheating, when they cheat on you, you go snooping. Well, I knew all his like passwords for his like cell phone bill and stuff. And back then you had like top 10 favorites. Well, all of a sudden there was a Tina in his top 10 favorites. And I'm like, oh, that must be her name. Like, I'm so sneaky. I should be a private investigator. But I never snooped on his phone. That I gave him privacy. I never ever snooped on his phone. And if I did, I probably would have found out sooner. But I knew. Like, you can't just, oh, I'm going to St. Thomas to go visit this friend that I never visit for I don't know how many months, but now all of a sudden I'm visiting him every freaking day. Yeah. I'm not stupid. Plus, working in the 12-hour continental shifts. And he doesn't work them. Like, the weekends I worked, clearly he didn't work because he worked at another factory here in town that didn't work weekends. And yeah. But needless to say, he's with her still, and he bitches and complains about her every time he calls me. Because, yeah, my exes still call me. I don't know why they call me, but they do. I know it's because they want peace, but they ain't gonna get any. Both of them, him and the guy that, you know, stole from my kids, constantly texting me, but they're with other women. I don't get it. I don't get why they do that. It's like, I'm not good enough for you at the time, but I'm good enough to be the mistress. Yeah, I don't think so. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work for me. So yeah. That's my crazy, crazy life. Like I said, I could write a book about my life. I used to have this manager at a pharmaceutical place, but back then we were still that paintball. And he would like come in and he would like, so Liz, what happened this weekend? Like, he used to love my stories of my crazy life. This back then, I was in my 20s. I partied. Like, when my older kids, because Alyssa wasn't even born yet, when my older kids were like gone to their dads for the weekend, I used to go out and party. Sure I did. And I used to play, well, at this point, I think I stopped playing bingo when I started working there, but I went out a lot with my friends. Every Friday night, we would go to Rumors. It's a bar here in town, and we'd party it up, dance, the whole shebang. And now, if I go into Rumors, I just feel old. I feel old at Rumors. Now it's all the young kids that are there, and I just feel like I'm too old. I'm too old to be in that bar anymore. So we usually go to the Duke, because it's more our age crowd. We used to have the Derby. Oh, I love the Derby. I had such fine memories at the Derb. But the Derb is no more. Long gone, many years now. It was a sad day when they closed the Derby. Where's the stars? The star is born. I have a life of a teenager, I tell you. I haven't made her lunch yet either. If I don't make her lunch, she won't eat all. They're going on a school trip today. She won't eat all day. I have some change, but not. I shouldn't have used that $10 when I went to get Timmy's this morning. So then I could have gave her the 10 to bring with her. Boy, I wasn't thinking now, was I? I think that doesn't belong there. I tell you. Where was I? Was it here? Oh, it does belong there. Does this one belong there? Yeah, I think it's I don't remember putting it on little houses. Is it the same color? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's the same color. I don't remember doing that one. Oh boy. I'll be surprised if this actually looks like a picture at the end. Ah! Crazy, crazy. I'm gonna try it. I'm honestly gonna give it my all this weekend on this painting. I'm gonna try, people. I'm gonna try. It's just so much confetti. And these drills are terrible. Like, look at the gaps in the... Ugh. Just terrible. Not the best quality, that is for darn sure. I was debating whether or not I should start that Walking Dead one for my daughter's boyfriend for Christmas or not. Because I really want to do the girl with the big eyes. Walking Dead, I feel like you guys would be like, ugh, The Walking Dead. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Lola's snoring or talking or doing something in her sleep. She's wheezing. I don't know how they always end up pushing that pillow off the couch down and making a big dog bed out of it. I don't. Well, I know Alyssa pulls it off because she uses it as a pillow, and I've told her 100 times not to do that to the couch. And she don't listen to me when I'm not here, clearly. What else is new? Study of my life. Story of my life. Should I do one more? Or should I call it a quits because Alyssa's being loud now? Well, that was a nice noise. I swear, maybe the kids are right. Maybe this house is haunted. Last night, Halloween. Never be at home on Halloween by yourself. Jeez. So last night when I was here, don't I hear this big, loud bang? And I'm like, what the heck? And it sounded like it came from my basement. And I'm like, okay. We're just going to ignore that. What the heck is that? Oh, it's a star with dirt on it or something. Yeah, so I think that's all. No, there's a clover over here. Not a clover, spade. I really hate that they just use symbols. But I watched someone's video and they got another canvas for them and they did use some letters and stuff, they said, but still was the majority of symbols. I hate it that it's all symbols. It kind of bugs me too about the pink raspberry. She does a lot of symbols too, and I told her letters and she's like, oh, but sometimes it's hard. No, I'd rather have letters and numbers than these crazy ass symbols. But that's just me. Can't please everybody. Sorry about that, guys. I got really interrupted. I should have known. My sister called. Because she always calls at 7 o'clock on the dot. But I'm going to wrap it up for today. And what the heck are you wearing? Did you cut that top? You cut that top. I can tell. Don't even say you didn't, because I can see.
I never was going to say I didn't.
You're not allowed to wear crop tops.
Not even a crop top. You can't see my stomach.
You just ruined a perfectly good shirt.
A perfectly good shirt that goes down to here on me.
Well, it could have been good for me.
You didn't want it.
Well, I seen your belly a little bit right there. Oh, train. My cue to go. Sorry. Arguing with a teenager doesn't work out so well half the time. But it's off uniform day, so, you know, she has to ruin a perfectly good top.
It's not really off uniform day. I'm just going on a field trip.
Yeah, she's going on a field trip today. Anywho, I'll see you guys all the next time. Take care. Thanks for listening. It was a crazy chat today, and you learned a lot about my past life. If you like stories like that, let me know in the comments below, and I'll tell some more, because I tell you, I got lots of them. I got lots of stories. So take care, everyone, and have a great weekend. Bye.
Well, folks, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like, please subscribe to my channel. I'd be super tickle pink. And remember to hit that notification bell, and it will remind you whenever I load up a video. And till next time, take care, everyone. Bye.